Made it out. Made it alright. I made it alright. I made it out alright. I made it out. Good God Almighty. I made it out alright. I made it out now. I made it out. I made it out. I made it out. I made it all right. Oh, good God Almighty. I made it out all right. I made it out. I made it out all right. Ooh, I made it. I made it. Hey everybody, this is your girl Sis-Lo, and I'm coming to you with some news that you can use. So tonight I wanted to talk about, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the situation in Spartanburg, South Carolina, where a young man who was actually on the run from the police and decided to take the police on a high-speed chase, and it ended tragically. And this is what this, I'm going to quote CBS17.com as saying that a 1-year-old girl was killed in a vehicle fire Friday night in Spartanburg County following a car chase. According to South Carolina Highway Patrol, troopers attempted a traffic stop at about 10:20 p.m. Where the new vehicle was noticed traveling on 67 miles an hour on a 40-mile-per-hour zone. The driver of the car didn't stop, continued on Highway 14, and then entered Interstate 85. Hey, baby, how you doing, Miss Queen, Miss Gina? Thank you. Oh my God, I feel so honored, like super honored right now. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this story real quick. So, at mile marker 58, troopers said they saw a large bag being thrown from the car. So, I'm sorry, drinking all that soda pop. The car became fully engulfed in flames at about the 60-mile marker. Okay, thanks for coming. Hold on, take a listen to this story. Listen to this. The car became fully engulfed in flames at about mile 60, and the driver slowed the car to about 30 miles an hour. This is what the trooper said. After the vehicle rolled to a stop, the driver, Imhotep Osiris Norman, 26 years old, of Spartanburg, South Carolina, jumped out of the car and ran, officials said. So, as the troopers tried to get the canine to hunt him down, they were not able to find Mr. Osiris Norman. Okay? But firefighters came out and put out the fire in the car. And guess what they discovered in the car? Mr. Osiris Norman left his beautiful 1-year-old daughter in the back seat of that car to burn alive. Do you hear me? This coward got out the car and ran after a high-speed chase with police and left his 1-year-old daughter in that car to burn to death. Selfish. Selfish young man. How could somebody do such a thing? How could somebody, Miss Gina, that's exactly the way I felt when I heard it. Now, this says one or two things. Number one, watch who you having kids by. And number two, if you know that this man ain't hitting on a hill of beans, don't let your kids get in a car with anybody. Just any old. See, my son is 9 years old, and my son told me, my son um was it's a long story. Okay, my son is 9 years old. He's not my biological baby, but that's my baby, baby, baby. You understand me? That I adopted him, and I've been babysitting him since he was 1, but he's been in my home with me since he was 3. And baby, I wouldn't have it no other way. That's my son. That's my everything. Do y'all hear me? I would sacrifice my life, my arm, my leg for my son. Okay. Biologically, he was born from my cousin. Okay. Her dad is my cousin. Her grandmother is my cousin. So at that particular time, I allowed him, before a bunch of family drama with them on their behalf blew up. I was allowing him to visit with them. It was during one of those times that my baby said, "Mom, my granddad came and got me. Let me ride to the store with him. He was driving so fast. He was driving really fast, and he was trying to beat the red lights and this, that, and the other." And I was like, first of all, who allowed you to get into the car with him? Second of all, you getting in the car blasting that loud rap music and him driving like a fool is not cute, son. And it's not safe. If something would have happened to him, there's nothing, no amount of money that any of them could have paid to replace my baby. Not a dime. Next of all, this man is on the run from the law. He's an absconder from justice. There's no way I would have allowed my son to be in the car with this man, knowing that any move could have been a terrible one for him. And it could have ended the same way. My baby could have been that 1-year-old child in the backseat of that car. And 9 times out of 10, he ain't gonna get out the car and take my baby with him. If the police chasing him, he gonna get him away, because he's the one that stands to go back to prison for years and years and years. And if he were to go for habitual criminal, he'd probably be there for the rest of his life. So I never gave anyone permission to allow my baby to get in the car with anyone. And that's terrible, because they could have got my baby killed. That's awful. But baby, that just lets you know you can't trust your children around just anybody, even their own fathers. Okay? Now I might get some flack behind that, but only if I get flack behind that, it's only because it leaves a bad taste in somebody else's mouth because they've done it before. It's very sad, Miss Gina. That baby was beautiful. Oh my gosh, she was gorgeous. Gorgeous little girl. Gorgeous, beautiful hair, beautiful skin. She was gorgeous. And her mom, all her mother could say is, "My baby, my baby, my baby. My baby, y'all, I'm going to need your prayers and your energy to get me through this. My baby, my baby." She was my one, my only, my everything. That's all her mama kept saying. But we have so many instances where, you know, we want to be able to trust the children of the fathers of our children. But if we know that it's not the best thing to do, we just can't do it. We just cannot do it. We just cannot do it. You know, Everybody is not fit to be parents. Just because you're able to have babies don't mean that you're fit to keep them. And that's just the truth. There are some of us, Miss Gina, that struggle. That's right. Some just not to be trusted. There are some of us, Miss Gina, that are single um, by our situations. There's some of us that are single by default. And there are some of us that choose to stay single until our children get grown. Now, that doesn't mean we don't go outside of the home and have a good time and maybe meet a friend and see him on that side. But we just don't want to bring him around our children because we just don't know what's going on. The young lady that whose baby in California, that baby was found zipped up in a suitcase on the side of the road, and it turned out it was her man that sexually abused and killed that baby, 8-year-old beautiful black queen, and zipped her, and somebody rolled by and noticed a body half hanging out of a suitcase. Now all he thought of that child was to put, come on here, somebody. Come on. And then we have fathers that are not only sexually abusing their daughters, but having babies by them. One of my adopted daughters from down in the way, I'm just going to say it like that because I don't want anyone to figure out who she is. One of my god babies from down the way came to me before she graduated high school. And she kept saying she didn't care for her mother. And she finally opened up to me and told me why. And it was because her mom allowed her man to have sex with her and fondle her sister while they were all in the bed with her mother at the same time. She allowed this to happen. They were all in the bed. Her mother was laying right there, told her, just be still and be quiet. It'll be all right. This girl was grown before that man got locked up. And you know who was there for her? I was. Why? Because her mother was on the other end of prosecution for that. I still talk to her to this day. She's still mentally messed up from that. Her sister, which is her younger sister, was able to overcome that. Not so much as overcome it, but she was able to live with it, adapt to it, and go on with it. Everybody is not the same. Those things affect people differently. So my baby, it turned around and she ended up having 4 children. And she's having trouble out of all 4 of her kids. And the truth be known is she didn't want them to go through what she went through, but it's a lot she didn't know how to handle because she was never parented. She had a long distance relationship with her father. He lived in another state. She had no relationship with her mother. Her aunt was her surrogate mother, and her aunt died suddenly a few years back. So she wasn't even there. Her aunt was the only one that believed her story, other than me. And I didn't live where she lived anymore. So there was space between us, and I wasn't there to be right there to talk her down because she was a little pistol. Everybody couldn't get through to her. Some people couldn't stand her because they said her attitude was bad. But I was the only one she would talk to. And it was sad. There have been other situations where I've been close to people who were molested by family members and had babies by them and never spoke to this day on her dad, one of my supposed to be closest best friends. Her dad to this day don't know the truth of who her oldest son's father is, and it's a relative of his. She went to go visit his mother, her grandmother, for the summer, and she came back pregnant. And it's a relative of his, but he thinks it's somebody else. He thinks it's a older preacher guy, and she just let it go because she was too scared to tell the truth that it was her cousin who snuck through her window down in the South, crawled through her window, had sex with her, impregnated her, and she came home pregnant from summer break from her grandmother's house. And that's how her son ended up being another child to me because she rejected him. She almost hated that boy. She treated him to, they're not close to this day. And he was affected by it. As a matter of fact, I took him into my home last summer. We don't talk anymore because of the way he left. But I know all in all, the man that he became is a product of the fact that he too was not parented. So we have situations where everybody is just not fit to be a parent. That girl right now, my girlfriend she has 5 kids. She has 5 kids. She had a set of twins, a daughter, another daughter, and 2 sons. The oldest one that I'm telling you about, her second son, which is her love child, that's the 5. So her second son and her first daughter, those are the ones that she loves and favors. The other kids, they get nothing from her. No emotions, no support, nothing. And as a result of it, they live like it. And every last one of them, those 3, will call me before they call her. And that's what I've always been. I've always been a surrogate mom to so many people, so many other people's children that have felt rejected. So, again, you have to watch who you have your kids by. You have to watch who you too. All right. All right, Miss Gina. All right. All right. And I know you do a wonderful job with your children. I see you out walking with them today, spending time with them today. You got to embed that in your kids that nothing is going to come before them. I used to tell any guy that would come to me and try to listen, you are expendable. You are expendable. You are welcome. You are so welcome. Baby, you are worth your weight in gold. And you just don't even realize it, honey. You do not realize your worth. I could just sit here and speak into your life. I can just speak into your life just from what I've seen. You are worth your weight in gold. Your love has often been misinterpreted. Some people have misinterpreted your love as you being nosy or as you being picking, as you trying to get in their business, but it's not. It's not been that. It's been you being protective because you have an eye of a perceiver. Because you can see things that everybody else can't see. And you know this. But the only reason why you didn't say it is because you couldn't put words to what you were feeling. You knew there was something about you that God was doing, but you just didn't know how to identify it. But I'm telling you now, you are a perceiver. A perceiver sees things that they can't always talk about. You have to see things and you have to pray about it or put action to it. But you can't really talk about it because everybody is not ready to hear it, Gina. Everybody can't accept it. And some people ain't going to understand it because they're not going to understand how you knew. But you know because God allowed you to see it. Some of which you know because you lived parallel to it, you made it through it, God saved you from it, or He just showed it to you. So you yourself are a perceiver, you are a nurturer. The penny drive, clothing the homeless, feeding people, loving on people, the networking on your channel, the sub parties, all of that thing, you're nurturing other people to be great. The pageants, the commercials, all of the things that you've done, you're nurturing other people. You've nurtured other gifts in your children. You've nurtured other callings in other people. You've tried to impart things into other people, even on your jobs. You said the next job I go to, I'm just going to be quiet and stay to myself, but you can't. You can't. And now you know I don't live close to you and I don't work with you. So I could know this except I be shown. But you say, oh, I'm not getting close to nobody else. Because it always ends up some mess to be around here. Then I get caught in the middle because I like this person and they don't like that person. Or because of this guy. I already know. I already know. I already know. But you can't help it. You can't help it. You just have to put on that mother face everywhere you go. Put on that motherly love. And listen, y'all. I ain't on nobody's side. Don't start that with me. I'm just here to do my job. Now, if you need me, call on me. But don't call me in the midst of no mess because I'm not going to take it. And if they don't like you from that, they don't know, your bosses know you as Miss Gina Mother, I don't take it. And you going to leave it like that. But I already know. I already know. And then some of the hierarchy can't believe that you really like that. Some of the people that you work around can't believe that she come on now. I know she ain't Miss Goody Two Shoes all 24/7. I know this ain't really her. I know she don't just put her kids first all the time. Come on here. She full of it. But when they see you living it, some of them kind of jealous about it. Because they don't take the time to do it. They don't have the time to do it. Or it's never been done to them, so they don't know how to do it. You were that mother that said, I may not have had a bed when I was growing up, but if I gotta sleep on the floor, my kids gonna have one. I don't care if we don't have nothing but salad. One gonna get the lettuce, the other one gonna get tomatoes, somebody gonna get the cucumber, somebody gonna get the dressing, but everybody gonna eat. I already know. Ain't nobody gotta tell me. I know that about Miss Gina. I know that because I see it. And that's something can't nobody take away from you because it's embedded in you. It's good as embedded in you. Believe that. Walk in it. Keep it. You are not Miss Gina Queen of talk for nothing. We did not come across each other by happenstance. It was divine appointment. Just like God divinely appointed you, baby. I could tell you some stuff. I can tell you some stuff, Gina. Stop second guessing your vision, too. I want you to stop doing that. Stop second guessing your vision. Yes, it's your vision. Yes, it can still come to pass. Yes, it's going to happen. And no, it's not too late. Do you hear what I just said? If you hear what I just said, throw up a 1 or 2 or something. Let me know you heard what I just said. Yes is your vision. No, it's not too late. Yes, it's still going to happen. And yes, you got to stop overlooking it. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Do you hear me? It's yours. And it ain't too late. There you go. It's yours, babe. And it ain't too late. So stop avoiding it. Stop thinking it's too late. Stop every time it comes to you. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. Because it's going to come to pass, okay? It is. And everything you're going through is to take you to. Everything you're going through, okay? Because guess what? Let me tell you this. This is what you liken it to. And this is what I do. I used to always hate taking tests in school. I used to hate taking tests because of trying to remember stuff. Thank you, babe. I'm not trying to sound bold or arrogant, but I know I'm right. I'm confident in this very thing that he that begun a good work in you is going to perform it till he come back. Trust that. But I used to hate taking tests until I began to understand the concept of taking a test. Now, the teachers don't have it right to me. And I said once I become a teacher, I'm going to do it the way that it was given to me. Taking tests to them is to test you to see how much you have learned. So they grade you according to what you remembered. But it's really the other way around. Taking a test you shouldn't be graded about what you didn't get right. Because taking a test is not really based on what you learned, but it's based on what they taught you. When you get that, it's going to be deep. Taking a test should be graded. If you take the test, go over the test, and go back again and take the test. That's when you should get graded on it. Because you learn more from a test after you have taken it, don't you? You ever took a test and y'all swap papers and then everybody graded? You ever done that? Okay. And you know when you get there, you was like, I knew I should have put an I right there. I knew I could have got that. But if you would have taken that spelling test again, you would pass it because you saw where you made your mistakes, right? See what I'm saying? So it wasn't so much that you got graded on what you didn't know, but you got graded on what you were not taught or what he didn't teach you, what your teacher didn't teach you. Okay? But if you were to do the teacher's teaching, really came in full effect when you took the test. That's when. So what am I saying to this? You don't fail because of what you didn't learn. You fail from what you were not taught. But once you go through the test, take the test again, that's when you pass it. We overcome by our testimony and the blood of the Lamb. This is a teachable moment, and somebody else out there need to hear this. Amen. We come overcome by the blood of the Lamb and our testimony. Come on here. So 9 times out of 10, the things that you have already gone through, sister, once you go through those and you come out on the opposite side of it, don't you say to yourself, I know not to do that again. I know not to do that again because I know that was not the right way to do it. So next time, instead of going that way, I'm going to go this way and avoid that. You're going to go around to the right because on the left-hand side is a big pothole. So you're not going to keep driving through that pothole. You're going to go all the way around it to avoid it. Because why? Because you've been through that pothole before. You almost tore your front end up. You're not going to keep going through that same pothole over and over and over again because you're not a redundant person. You're going to avoid it. But it took you to go through some stuff to catch on. Some people are practical, some people are theoretical. That means that some people are hands-on, but some people got to read it. It got to make science, science has to make it make sense. They have to have facts first. They have to see it on black and white, see it on paper, see it this way. But some people can put their hands in it and feel that it's wet. They don't have to get the scientific properties of it to say, oh, because it's oxygen twice and hydrogen twice and oxygen, that makes it water. They don't have to have the scientific properties of it. All they need is put the hand in and say, oh, that's wet, babe. Put the hand on the stove, oh, that's hot. They don't need the Scientology of it all. See, that's the same thing with God. Some people need to know about the Scientology of God. Who is God? Where is God? How did he come about? Was it a spontaneous combustion? Was it this? Was it that? Did he come from an egg? Did he come from Jesus? Did Jesus come from him? Did the Holy Spirit come first? Did this and that? They don't. Some people are concentrating on that, but some people saying, where is God? Can I feel you? Can you touch me with your hand? Can you heal my body? Can you stop this pain? Can you save my soul? Can you come into my heart today? See, some people are more theoretical and some people are practical. If you are more practical, you can be a little bit more effective because you ain't got to take time reading books and trying to figure and study up on it. See, you just jump right in and do it. And that's who you are, Miss Gina, Queen of Talk. That's who you are. And that's what God called you to be. Don't doubt yourself ever. 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 Don't doubt yourself. Everything that you ever done, there was a divine purpose and a divine calling for it all. Each one of your kids, when you first wake up in the morning, this is what I want you to do. Believe me, it works. First, I want you to blow you a kiss to the master. Thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. And you ask God to anoint your, whatever way you want to do it, your lips, your hands, your arms, your voice. So that each time you greet your children in the morning, whichever way you do it, you put your blessings on that child throughout that day. And you cover them by the blood of Jesus. So each way you get up, whether you say, have a blessed day, they know your blessings. If you say, hug them and kiss them, if you kiss them on the cheek, if you kiss them on the forehead, whichever way, if you just tap them on the forehead like a tap prayer, tap, tap, they're going to know. Later on, one of your kids going to say, Mom, when we was coming up, why did you always touch us over our head? Why'd you always do this? Why'd you always do that? And you going to be saying back saying, baby, that was me putting the blessings of God all over you. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to start doing that to their children. It's always something that a mother does that the kids carry on. And it goes through the generations. It's their heirloom. God got you, boo. God got you. And it's up from here. It's all the way up from here. So you go on and patent whatever their name is, or get your licensing or whatever it is that you need to settle. I don't know what it is you're going to do. I'm not going to ask you because I want to be just a surprise. And don't tell nobody your vision that God didn't give you to help you to carry that vision through. Nobody. I don't care. If God give it to Angel, that's who you share it with. Somebody that you know gonna have your back and pray for you. But don't share your vision with everybody because people start making you doubt yourself. So don't do that. But that's it. I ain't mean to get all on you. But I love you. You inspire me. You inspire me. See? Your older one said that now. Yep. There you go. There you go. I love you so much, boo. Every time I see you, it's like a ray of sunshine. Your smile brightens up the whole area. And I'm right here in Detroit. I was born right across the water, though, from you, in Michigan City, Indiana. Right across the water. See? But guess where your son got it from? Guess where your son got it from? He got it from you. And you don't even know it. Your kids watch you. They sit back and they watch you. My daughter used to say, I want to be like my mama. I want to dress like my mama. But guess what? Somewhere I lost it. I got so depressed, Gina, I lost it. And I started losing the attention of my children as a result of it. Because I lost it. Your kids know when you're going through. And they'll have patience with you, but sometimes they can't handle seeing you down. You couldn't possibly love me more, baby. Couldn't possibly. But I just wanted to drop in, show some love, say hello, share that little sad story. That story just broke my heart. And then we got this Wendy Williams thing. I'm really, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's what she gets," or this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah. But the truth of the matter is, if Wendy Williams wasn't a gossiper or a celebrity gossip or whatever she was, somebody would have to do it. It's somebody's job. Okay? It takes a shady person to do a shady job. I ain't mad at her for doing what she does. I'm not mad at her. Deshaun, close that blind. Right here. I'm not mad at her for doing what she does. That's what she does. That's what she does for a living. She made a living out of being shady. And it became her market. Okay? That became her market. So she went into it and she made it her own. I ain't mad at her. That don't make her exempt from hurt. That don't make it right what her husband did. And people can say what they want to say. I'm glad God got you here too, baby. I'm so glad God got you here, Miss Gina. I wish some other folks would have come with you, but hey, it's coming. It's coming. Like I said, you know what, Miss Gina? I look at YouTubers like yourself and I see you all blessed with all of those subscribers and everything else. And it just inspires me to keep going. But, I wonder like, dang, I started after certain people and they zoomed past me. And there were other people that got them to going, but they didn't, and I was supporting even them. But they didn't support me. But I said it's okay. Because just like you, Gina, I'm called to do something different. And if I'm not called to be a mess or a messy creator or all this, there's a lot. I just can't get on here and curse and all this. It's not me. And if I was doing that just to get subscribers up, that still wouldn't be me. So I can't be nobody but me, Sis-Lo. I can't do nothing but love on you. I can't tell if I take sides or something, lean to your sides because you're right. Now there are some people on here that I don't care for, honey. And I'll tell them too. I do not care for you. And that's okay. But I just don't like getting mixed up in all that foolery. Some of it is just way too out of sorts. It's crazy. But yeah, back to Miss. Yeah, you're right. Miss Wendy Williams. That's her job. And she does her job and she does it well. Being messy. And that's why so many tuned in. And that's why she's been on TV for so long. That's why she's so wealthy. But that doesn't exempt her from being hurt. That doesn't exempt her from life. Just like her son was smoking that K2, and they had to put him in rehab or whatever to get him off of that K2. Hey, he wasn't exempt to being a teenager. Her husband is a dog, doing all this, that, and the other, and she dealt with it, and maybe it took for her to say, okay, you had a baby on me. That's it. That's where we stop and we draw the line. Especially when you know how bad that hurts. When you know it hurts me to see you have a baby by someone else. When I've had so many miscarriages and had so many problems having our son, as bad as I wanted other children, and you gonna have a baby by someone else, and you gonna put this baby and this woman up with my money and give them a car that was bought with my money? Oh, That's where I draw the line. And all of her falling off the train or whatever they call it, fall off the wagon, what they call it, Miss Gina. All of that, yeah, I love Wendy too, babe. And yes, we're praying for her. But her falling off the wagon, all of that, her husband did that to her. She was probably so doggone stressed out, he done stressed her to use it. When she fainted on air, that was probably right after finding out this girl could be pregnant. And when that baby was born and they saw the baby and the baby looked like him or the DNA, whatever the case may be, that was it for her. And I don't blame her until she had to have something solid so she can have a fighting chance. Her lawyers probably told her, you gotta wait, Wendy, till this baby come out, and then once they get the DNA and we know it's his, then there you go. That prenup don't mean that non-prenup don't mean nothing. Your ex did what to you? Your ex had a baby on you, Miss Gina? And it kills me how, my kid's dad did that. He didn't have another baby on me per se, but he took care of other people's kids and didn't take care of his own. My ex is $250,000 in arrearage and child support. Do you know how well we could be living right now? But how much we're struggling? Do you know how well he's living? My ex is living well, baby. He is living real good. And still going all over the country preaching. And when he left me and walked out on me and his kids, he was preaching. And the woman he was cheating on was a woman that we've been knowing since she was 14 years old. That was the ultimate betrayal. When he had a baby on you. That's the ultimate betrayal. The ultimate betrayal is taking care of somebody else's children or better than you take care of the one we had. That's wrong. Deshaun, go make sure the stove off. That's wrong. That's wrong. And so I had his mistress, then he ended up really marrying her. Her children inboxing my kids on Facebook saying, you need to call dad because he does everything he can for us to take care of us and to keep us in clothes and this, that, and the other. And my baby said, well, that's good for you because he's not doing anything for me. I haven't seen him. He doesn't call me. I haven't talked to him. We haven't seen, my kids haven't had a relationship with my father since my baby girl was 3 years old and she's 22 now. It wasn't my fault. I left the door open. There were times where my babies were sitting on the couch, fully dressed with their coats on, and he told the two of them, that he was on his way to pick them up. And they fell asleep on the couch, sitting next to each other, head to head, sleep, with their clothes on. And he never showed up. The next thing we know, he had moved out of state. Can't blame that on the kids. But every time he said he wanted to see him, I let him see him. I told him, come on. But I did have conditions that they could not be around his woman at the time because she was abusive to them. And I had to put it in the court documents so that if I had to beat her tail, I got legal reason to whoop her behind. Yeah, she was doing sneaky stuff, refraining my kids from eating, pinching them in between the thighs, I guess so I wouldn't see it. Pinching. My baby bruised on the inner thigh. Not feeding them. Talking mean to them. Putting them on unnecessary punishments. All kind of craziness. So I was like, oh, okay, if this way you're going to treat them, listen, you come get them, spend all the time you want to with them. But they can't be around her or her kids. Because I found out later on that her son, which was just a few years older than my daughter, molested her. And I found that out through CPS when they called and said, hey, listen, we need to come and talk to you. This was what happened. I said, oh, okay, no problem. What's going on? It's about your daughter. Which one? I have 3. We can't tell you until I do. No, boo boo. You gonna tell me something? You talking about my babies now? And that man was so miserable. I made him so miserable because I was like, you gonna talk to me? Ain't nobody gonna call you and tell you they know there's something about your kids. They need to come in there, but they can't talk to you about it on the phone. Nicaro, you gonna talk to me about something because you talking about my baby? Who? Who I gotta hurt? Because I know I watch my kids close. It's something that had to happen when they was with their dad. Sure did. But it's straight now. And they all grown. They all grown. You see, my babies have not seen or spoke to their dad in 7 years, and my babies not. See? And they know it's not you, G. They know it's not you. And as long as they know it ain't mama, that's it. They know it's not you. Excuse me. Yep, they know it's not you. Hey, Dijon, put those strawberries in that freezer. Put those 2 packs of strawberries in the freezer. Because if not, they're gonna go bad. They need to stay really cold. I'll put them in some water, cold water in the morning. Slice them up and put them in a Ziploc bag with some sugar. I bought some strawberries at the fruit market, and oh my God, they're like, they are huge, huge. Yeah. So yeah, just gotta be careful. Gotta be careful who you have kids by, who you have your kids around, who you trust your kids with. And I prayed when my kids were small. I prayed for their future. Never talk bad about them. Never talk bad about. I didn't either. I never did. I never did. I never did. My kids used to always ask for certain things, and I could only give them what I could afford to give them. And Miss Gina, I worked 3 jobs at one time, and I was put myself through school. Okay, and finally I got grants and scholarships to go to school because of my GPA. So when my kids were very small, they wanted to go to this, they wanted to go here, they wanted to go. I couldn't afford it, you know. So I used to say, "Listen, all I have enough for is to pay." And finally, I got my oldest daughter, and I sat her down and said, "Here, come on." I gave her my checkbook, I gave her the bills, and I told her, "I want you to balance the checkbook, and I want you. This is I'm going to tell you all the bills that got to be paid." And she was about 13 at the time. So I sat down with her, and when she wrote everything down, she added it up. She wrote down what my paycheck was, and she wrote down uh, what was in my account. So when she got everything all added up and all wrote out, she was like, "Mommy, you're in the hole. $183. So you don't have enough." And I said, "Okay, so do you understand why sometimes I have to say no? Because I have to take what I put aside in my savings and transfer it over to my checking account just to cover that. Or I have to save the money that I was doing because I was working at the hospital, I was doing hair, and I was working at the school as a noon hour aide. So this noon hour aide job wasn't really covering me anything. Um, but the other jobs is where I made my money because I did hair, and I worked at the hospital. I got paid at the hospital every 2 weeks, but I got paid hair as I went. So that's how we kept it going. But out of all of that, Miss Gina, I was able to take care of my house note, my homeowner's insurance, my car note, my car insurance, my light and gas, everything. And my kids never went without anything. But when their dad was home, everything was always getting cut off. Everything was because I had somebody going. Literally, I'm putting the money in on one end of the boulevard. He on the other end of it at the ATM, drawing it out with my ATM card. $30 checks bouncing. Just crazy, stupid stuff. So I had to finally close that account and start all over. So when he left, I opened up my own separate account. I went back to school. I started doing other stuff. My children started seeing do better. We started going on at least 2 vacations a year. And it would just be short little weekend vacays or stuff like that. I would arrange it so that with my job, you know how you get off during Christmas or 4th of July or like Memorial Day, not Memorial Day, Labor Day is my birthday weekend in September. And we always have that Monday off. So I will always take um, an extra 3 days or 4 days and make an extended weekend. So what I would do is I would take off that Friday before. Then I would have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because they were holidays. And then I would take um, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. So then I would have that Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Friday. I would take 5 days. And it would make it a whole 10-day vacation when I only took off 5 days because of the way that I had it. So I would take my kids We go out to the family. Our family reunion was always that weekend. We go to the family reunion, to amusement parks and stay, all anywhere overnight to retreats on the weekends, all kind of stuff. And I drove everywhere, so we saved that money. Girl, that's when my kids started, but I had to do it on my own because he wasn't paying child support, and he still don't to this day. And the man can knock a house down and build it back up with his bare hands. But he asked me, could he redo my whole house in lieu of the $250,000 that he owes me? I said, okay, you make it happen first. The man ain't showed up yet. And that was almost a year ago. But he just bought a new house with his new wife number 5, we might add. So hey, that's how it goes. Well, it's around 1:30. I know you got to get up with your babies in the morning. My son is on vacation from school because he got in trouble. So he's on a 2-day vacation. So I don't have to get up with him, but I don't want to hold you up. I have enjoyed talking to you. I'm getting ready to record a couple of other things and upload it to my live, a couple of little entertainment things I wanted to upload and post. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Invite someone to subscribe. Tell somebody about me. Spread the word. Get me on up there to that 1,000 so I can at least stream from my phone again because I can't even do that no more till you have 1,000 people. Isn't that crazy? But I enjoy being here. I enjoy talking to you. I love you on purpose, and there ain't nothing in this world you can do about it. I hate Larry Nelson stole that from me. He haven't stopped saying it since he stole it from me. It just makes me sick. But he's crazy. So, but Larry in his own way is an okay dude in his own way, but he just well, anyway, that's a whole other subject. But I love you. Have a good, wonderful night. Ta-ta for now. And that's right. Later for now, because goodbye is permanent. It's never goodbye. Always later for now. I love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Later.